Right, hello and welcome to City of the Troddler. We're at Riverside Lake District, and I just thought I'd show you. We're at first we're doing a little pub crawl, I think. So first of all, we're at the Twa Dogs. The Twa Dogs were built in 1967 on the site of another inn that was demolished, but that dated back to the 18th century. And also the Twa Dogs is believed to be, its name originates from a Scottish poet, Robbie Burns, who frequented Keswick quite frequently. And today the pub's claim to fame now is something quite incredible. It's the only place that's got an example of the Cumbrian boggart, which is half fox, half badger. It's quite an unbelievable thing. And you might say, well, it doesn't exist on such a thing. I'm telling you now it does, because I've seen it and I'm about to show you it. So let's go to the Twa Dogs and see what they've got to offer. Right, we're outside the Riverside Bar, which up until 2024 used to be the Conservative Club of Keswick, but now it's, by the looks of it, it's open to everybody. So let's go inside and give Riverside. I didn't know more history than that to tell you. It used to be Conservative, but as much as I can tell you. Right, we'll just come out to Riverside Bar, which is just like the Conservative Club. It hasn't really changed, but really wonderful and very cheap. £4.10 for a pint of John Smith's and lime and soda with ice, so not so bad. So next we're going to is the Crafty Bar, but the Crafty Bar is located on Victoria Street and has been known to be in Northwest Best Pubs as prestigious Rural Oscars Award. Recently hosted an evening with popular Cumberland band the Thieving Magpies. During lockdown, the pub owner Vince Gregg also and his wife Lisa and son Ben opened a pub in Keswick. So they had a pub down in sort of like Windermere, that sort of neck it was, and they've opened one up here. So Vince and Lisa have been together 31 years and have built a successful business. Vince said the whole journey from us began in 2016 when we opened the bar. The one we opened in Keswick was opened in the last 2020. My son Ben runs the Keswick pub while myself and Lisa run the Windermere pub. And basically said when everybody else went in one direction, they went in the other direction. So they've tried to be a little bit different, but it sounds like it's doing all right. And by the looks of it, we're going to struggle to get inside, so we might have to give it a miss. But yeah, that's the Crafty Bar.
I don't like Mondays. I don't like Mondays. When I go, just scratching around and saying no more. The body is young and my mind is very old. And none of the times I feel this way, the way I feel about you.
Right, so we're going to try and get into Crafty Bar in a moment. Well, at the moment we're at the Chief. We're going to just cross the road and we're going to go in here. So we're at the Chief of Justice, which is the Weatherspoons pub, and it's in all fairness to Weatherspoons, they try and look at the history of the place, and then this one they have definitely, because this used to be the police station, the magistrates court. So the pub opened in 2014, but the building goes back to 1901, and like I said, they've given a big tilt to the history of the building. I'm not a big fan of Weatherspoons for lots of reasons, but on this occasion they look like they've done a fairly good job of a pretty big building, so let's see what's got from. Right, another day out on the trail, not on the FL's but on the ale trail. So a few more Keswick pubs today. We're not going to do many, but the first one we're going to go to is the Crafty Brewery Company, opened as a tap room in Keswick in 2024. The brewery itself was founded in 2022, starting with a crowdfunding campaign after the founders Phil and Alan met and decided to brew beer from their garden shed. They then teamed up with the tractor shed to expand their brewing capacity. The tap room in Keswick is a family and pet friendly and offers visitors a chance to learn about the brewing process directly from the brewer. So this should be alright, should be a par straight, should this? So let's go in there and have a pint. Right, just a lovely, fantastic IPA cooking room top, but really, really good. So we're now just outside the pack horse, and I can't find any history on this. Tried online, but it's 17th century in, and it's obviously pack horse in front of it. That's what it's called. It's a pack horse pub. And in respect, I think there were some stables connected, so another one where they would have stopped and parked up their horses at night and stuff. But it was listed in 1977, which seems to be the popular date for all listings in Keswick. I think somebody must have tried to get all pubs done at the same time that had any history to them. So yeah, so that's the pack horse. So let's go inside now. Right, on to the next one now. We're looking at the Golden Lion. So Golden Lion's been there since 18th century, prominent pub in the High Street. The name likely refers to the coat of arms of either King Henry I or the Percy family, Earl of Northumberland. The pub was a key location during the coaching era, offering stabling for 40 horses. Notable landlords and licensees in the 19th century included John Jones, Ralph Wesley and William Wise Wright. So it's definitely got some history as this place. To be honest with you, the last few times that I've been in it, it don't have a lot of history inside it, so it's sort of like lost its shine a little bit. But anyhow, let's go inside and have a quick slurp. Right, try to dodge the squally showers at the moment, but we're on to the next one. So the next one is the Bank Tavern, and this is one of Keswick's oldest pubs, and it is owned by the Cockermouth Brewery Jennings. And although recently renovated, it's retained much of its original features. It's got a homely feeling to it. The last time I went in, there were loads of pictures and what have you. Welcome for dogs and families alike. Listed, I don't know when it was listed, probably 1977 like all the others. So it's got some, it's got some interesting features circa 18th century. So roof castle, slate roof, 2 dormers, 2 lower stories, panel door and moulded stone door case with labels, 3 16-panel sash shutters on the ground floor and 4 of them louvered external shutters. Well, it looks like they're being removed. But yeah, the Bank Tavern, quite a popular pub, so let's go and give that a... Right, so on to the next one now. So we're at the King's Arms. So the King's Arms Hotel has history dating back to the 17th century, with records indicating that the inn was on a site at the 16th century. So while extracts and origins of the original and current building are unclear, the current structure is believed to date back to around 1720, been a prominent feature on Keswick's main street ever since, and played a role in the town's history. There is also a bar around the back called Cassa's, but I think it's only open from Thursday onwards, so we might nip in there on Thursday, see you can get a game of pool in there and what have you. But yeah, King's Arms, so let's go inside and have a look at that. about King's Arms, we're back to Oddfellows next, but before we do, we'll just have a quick look at Moot Hall. Moot Hall, so Moot Hall is, I think it used to be like centre village, it's sort of like the main place where all the decision making was made by the councils and all the rest of it. But what's more important is these steps here is where the Bob Graham round finishes and ends. Starts and ends, should I say, and also people that are prepared to run the Wainwrights that they're doing in about 5.5 days now. But yeah, incredibly what it must be like to feel stand up top of them steps when you've managed to get under 24 hours in Bob Graham. I don't think we'll ever feel that, but anyhow, I can dream. Right, on to the Oddfellows next. So Oddfellows is grade 2 listed building, 1977, no surprise there. So this is late 18th century, backlash stone, overstone, 3 stories, yard to entry to the right, double sash windows in the centre, round arch doorway to the left with Gothic glazing bars in fanlight, double sash windows on the upper floors, stone architrave and some good turns. It is definitely a local pub, we've had some right laughs in here. But I think once just after lockdown we sat in there and we drank and dry of Jura whiskey. So yeah, right like the Oddfellows, it's a proper real pub. Probably out of all this lot, probably at least touristy one really. A real local pub, yeah, but definitely get Oddfellows a look. Right, 2 more left to go, I think, for today. We've nearly got around half a dozen, so been a good trek so far. So next one up is the Royal Oak. And the Royal Oak dates back to the 18th century. And same again, another coaching inn, used as a coaching inn. So over the centuries, the inn has hosted a number of notable guests, including Lord Tennyson, Robert Louis Stevenson, and Sir Walter Scott, who was said to have written part of The Bride of Triermain while staying at the inn. It is also grade 2 listed, and probably 1977. Striking guess, but yeah, I think I've stopped here before. We've stopped here before for a weekend, which it were all right, but it's everything modernised it, so it's not that much a street side market. But let's go inside and have a look. Last one for today. It's getting a bit windy again, but we'll battle through nonetheless. For the viewer, you know what I mean? So yeah, so the Dog and Gun, also listed in 1977. Edition 19th century pub. First opened its doors in 1807. Closed a year or so ago, but then reopened and refurbed it. And although no structural change, the pub had really been freshened up. And it's tough when it's this, you know, because like you do get to a point where you have got to sort of tar things up a little bit, if that's a bad expression. Just worry that it loses their character. I think the decor inside is nicer now, but it has lost a little bit of something. Anyhow, the most important bit of history about the Dog and Gun is it's served goulash for the last 60 years. And it is responsible for what we call Goulash Gate and No Peculiar Gate, because one year we come up walking up here, 3 friends, Steve Eaton, Dave Thacker and Jim Brown, and we went to the Dog and Gun to enjoy a few beers. The night before we went and did Blencathra and Sharp Edge, and got stuck into the Old Peculiar, and that's quite a potent beer, and anyhow, we had a few of them and ended up us outbreaking into a version of the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, which I'm not sure the locals liked or not, but either way we're going to have to listen to it. And one of our guests, one of our quartet got goulash, which was Mr. Thackeray. Unfortunately meant that he was fell in love with his toilet the following day, so he couldn't walk in with us. Anyhow, it was a great trip, and absolutely compounded by the fact that on the Saturday evening we ended up getting introduced to a lung testing machine, which was basically something you had to try and blow into. And I got tricked in this pub, and I ended up getting myself covered in talcum powder. but so did Mr. Brown as well. So happy memories really. But the Dog and Gun, yeah, a great pub. But obviously it's just been updated, and I'll let you decide whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Right, back on the trail again. So we started today at the Keswick Brewery Company, the Fox Tap, and the Fox Tap tap room is, like I say, it's connected to the Keswick Brewing Company, located at Keswick on Brewery Lane. Brewery was founded in 2005, and building work on the brewery began in the December of that year. The Fox Tap opened in October 2019. The brewery also offers brewery tours and a beer shop. So I might come back and do a bit of trade soon, but just here for a drink today, if they're open. So I'm not looking too open, to be fair. I might have to come back another day. Yeah, let's go have a look. Right, next one is the back bar, and the back bar here backs onto the inn on the square. It's at the back, and it's a sports bar. It's really pretty good. I've been here a few times to watch boxing. I don't know when it came about, but I think when the inn on the square became it being after it transformed from the Queen's Hotel, I think it was called before. They opened the back bar in the barn at the back, but it's really popular and a really good venue, except for boxing and sporting events. So yeah, let's get the back bar. Right, we're at the next one now. We're at, on the hit list. This is the Inn on the Square, which actually was originally the Queen's Hotel, and from 1825. And then in 2014 it was taken over and became the Inn on the Square. So this is the front of the hotel that the back bar backs onto, if that makes sense. But yeah, quite an impressive building up Main Street, and they've done a really good job inside. It's quite a nice hotel, and they've got some prints of John Wilkinson Wilkes, all his hunting scenes, whatever. It's quite nice. So yeah, let's go into the Inn on the Square and have a look. Right, next up is a very well known pub, the George Hotel. So the George Hotel, Grade 2 listed, 1977, no surprise there. Circa 16th century, so claimed to be the oldest hotel stroke drinking establishment in Keswick. It used to be called the George and the Dragon, but dropped the Dragon bit out when George first came to the zone. So like I say, it goes back to the record of Civil War coaching in. It's been owned by Jennings and it's now owned by Marston's. For donkey's years, it were absolutely famous for serving a cow pie, which I think is back on the menu now, but they've done it for about 60 years, and then all of a sudden landlord who'd been here donkey's years left, and they got rid of it. And I tried that pie twice, £2.5 a meat, and killed me both times, absolutely no chance. But it really took a nosedive. I don't know whether it's back on track or not now. I think they have tried to revive it, so maybe it's back in business. But yeah, I don't know. I've not been in for a while, so I don't know if it's lost its character or not. But it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, still got a lot of history attached to it. So let's go and have a look. Right, next on the list, better be quick about this, it's going to start raining in a minute. So this is the Wayright, once known as the Four in the Hand, obviously had a coach house, and changed the name to the Wayright as it's popular with walkers obviously, and they did that in 2015 in honour of obviously Alfred Wayright, the man who wrote the pictorial guides of all the fells in the Lake District, or 214 of them. And there's some real tilts to Wayright in here, so there's pictures of him and routes of coast to coast and other things, etc. And there's also a few quotes like there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong clothes, and also another one which started him on his journey of climbing mountains, which was those few hours on honest head cast a spell that changed my life. So having done all the Wayrights, I've got a soft spot for Alfred, even though it could be a bit of a grumpy also, so I'm quiet. But anyhow, let's get inside. It's starting to look like this. Right, moving on now. Next one is the Lake Road Inn. To be honest with you, tried and better tried, but I cannot find any history on this place. So all I know is it's been here as long as I've been in Keswick, which is at least 8 years. And it's owned by all Robinsons, the brewery. So a nice sign while you're always looked at really as a bit of food. Let's go and have a find and see what it's like today. Right, this is a penultimate pub of Keswick that we're going to do a tour of. This is the Pheasant on the Crossway Road. As you're back on the way out, heading back towards Penrith and Windermere if you want to go that way. So, owned by Jennings, 18th century. And I found out, looking at a bit of history of Keswick, is that a lot of growth of the place were in copper mining in 16th, 17th and 18th century. So that's where a lot of the boom town, it all seemed to happen at the same time. But yeah, the Pheasant, supposedly good for food. I don't know any more about history other than that, but let's go inside and see what it's like. Right, so we're at the last one. This is the last sort of establishment in Keswick we're going to be doing. This is Cassa's, and it's just a sports bar, so really looking forward to it. Going inside and see what it's like. But I'm sure there's other bars and pubs or places where you can get a drink that we haven't covered, but we tried to cover most of them. Certainly all the pubs have definitely been covered, and there's the odd bar where you consider a bar for eating or for drinking, but we've covered more or less everything. So let's give Cassa's a look at, and then that's it, we've got a full house.